39 weeks to go. We've done the most, and this week we are saving in multiples of 13. That means that if you are looking to save 13,780 kwacha, then you are saving 130 kwacha for this week. And if you are looking to save 137,800, then that means that you are saving 1,300 this week. So the amounts keep increasing. Most of us got paid either last week or this week, so this is a perfect time for you to catch up in case you have missed anything out. And this is also the time for you to plan for the next month, because we're at the end of the month and we're going into April. April has a number of activities. We have Easter that is coming up. So April has, I think, two long weekends. We have the Easter long weekend and we have the KK and Labor Day long weekend. So there'll be a lot of spending that is happening in our lives. So we need to make sure that before we spend this money, we have saved for our 52-week money challenge. For those who are joining us for the first time, the 52-week money challenge is a challenge by Money FM and myself. And what we do is that every week we set aside an amount, and it increases by either 10 kwacha or 100 kwacha. So in week one, we started by saving 10 kwacha, and then every week it has been increasing since then. So we're currently in the 13th week of the year. What that means is that we are saving either 130 kwacha or 1,300. And for those who have been with us from the beginning, a reminder once again that just in case for whatever reason you have fallen off the bandwagon, it's time for you to get back in. And there are two ways that you could do this. Way number one is where you actually just catch up for all the weeks that you've missed. That's very hard, but it's good to do it. I had to do it this week because I didn't save in week 12. I had only put a portion in week 12. So this week I was saving for week 13 and a part of week 12, and it was tough, but it's important to just get back up as soon as you realize what is happening. And for those of you who feel like, okay, you've missed a lot of weeks, what you could do is save for this week and then start contributing slowly for the other weeks. So it's important to jump back in as soon as you fall off the bandwagon. It's tough. So we're gonna make some mistakes. We're gonna have situations where you can't save, or you forget to save, or life just happens. So we understand this, and this is why we are here, to provide accountability, to provide support. But just know that failure is only failure if you stay down. So make sure that at whatever point that you are doing better, you remind yourself and you get back on. And at the end of the 52 weeks, you'll be better off than that person who just completely gives up. So please make sure that you're not giving up. Make sure that you are jumping back on as soon as you can, and you are saving. And if you can, I would encourage you, um, I would encourage you to have an accountability partner. Have an accountability partner that kind of brings you to a point where when you're down, they remind you of why you're doing this. They remind you of all the good things that will come at the end of the 52 weeks. For me, I keep reminding people that I do this with a group of people. And because we've got that group dynamic, number one, there's the element of feeling bad if you're the only one in the group who hasn't saved. Number two, there's just this encouragement that goes on, um, the weeks are moving faster because of the 52-week challenge. Before you know it, it's like week 13, and everybody just laughs about it and reminds each other that at the end of the 52 weeks, we're going to be smiling. So I would encourage you to have an accountability partner. I would also encourage you to make sure that you're saving in a place where you don't have access to this money. Or even if you have access, you've got limited access, because at the end of the day, we are doing this to achieve a certain goal. Number one, we're trying to create a habit. Number two, we have different goals for the end of the year. Some of us want to go on holiday. Some of us just want to know that we've actually saved. Other people want to buy a house, or you want to pay a deposit for something. So keep that in mind and make sure that you don't have access. There's always this question of, should I be investing this money? There's a difference between savings and investments. And so the 52-week money challenge money is a saving. We are saving for this particular reason. We're not investing the money. For investments, we use other sources of income or other money that we have. However, at the end of the 52 weeks, whatever we would have saved, that money will then be available for investments. Now, the reason for this is that investments are high risk. So, what that means is that if I put the money that I'm saving in a business, it's possible that something could happen and my projections don't work. And at the end of the year, I don't have access to that money. So if you want to invest, you can use the 52-week money challenge as a way to save up for the investment that you will do at the beginning of 2024. So in short, just to answer that question, the 52-week money challenge money is a saving. We are not investing this money. We are saving it. So please do not put it in a business. Do not give it to somebody. Do not lend it to someone. Just make sure that you are saving it and you're putting it in a very low risk saving platform. So, one of the other questions that we usually have is, can I use my mobile money? Can I use my bank account? I think you can be creative about what you decide to use. You can decide to use your mobile money account. You can decide to use your bank account. You can use a savings account as long as you're using an account that you've got access to at the end of the year. So there are different products on the market. You can decide what sort of product works for you and you can use that. So, guys, let's make sure that we are saving. Let's make sure that we are encouraging each other. Let's make sure that we are joining in the weekly sessions that we have. So every Thursday we have a weekly session right here on Money FM and live on my page, live on Money FM's page, live on our YouTube channel. Make sure that you're tuning in and you are kind of just coming in. If you have questions, you can ask those questions. Also, we have our financial clinics, and these financial clinics also help in terms of you deciding what you're going to do. So, for the month of April, in March, we had the financial clinic on shares, but for the month of April, the financial clinic that we're having is on debt management. So, how can you manage your debts in Congole? How can you manage your Congole? Because one of the reasons why we can't even save is because our money is going to paying so many things that we've borrowed for. We've gotten advances at work. You know, we've borrowed for chickens. We've borrowed for village banking. So many things that are tying into our income that at the end of the day we don't even have money to save. So in our April financial clinic, which should be held on the 22nd of April, if I'm not mistaken, yes, on the 22nd of April, which is in 3 weeks, we are going to be discussing debt management. How can you manage your debt? How can you reduce your debt? How can you become debt free? And I believe that these things will help us to have much more leeway in terms of saving. So please make sure that you're signing up for the April Money FM Financial Clinic because we'll be discussing debt in depth and practical ways to reduce how indebted we are so that we can free up some money for saving, we can free up some money for investing. So just to recap, we are in week 13 of the 52-week money challenge. In this challenge this week we are saving between today and Saturday, so we have 2 more days to save. We are saving either 130 kwacha or 1,300 kwacha, and the activities that we have for the coming month. In the month of April, on the 22nd of April, we will be discussing debt management. And this class is 300 kwacha for per person. It comes with a free copy of my Money Challenges book. And every Thursday for the next few weeks, we're going to have our weekly 52-week money challenge show right here on Money FM and live on Facebook, where we get to encourage each other. So some of the things that we've discussed today is have an accountability partner. It's very important to have a partner or a group of people that you're accountable to during this 52-week money challenge. These people will provide you with support. We provide you with support every week, but these people will provide you with support every single week to remind you why you're doing this, encourage you when you feel down, and just make sure that we are all moving together. Number two, if you have fallen off the bandwagon, we still have time to make sure that we jump back in. And we can do this in two ways. Either you save all the money that you have missed out on, or alternatively, if you feel like that is too much for you to do, you can just save for this week and now make sure that you don't break that chain. So make sure that you're jumping back on, you're not getting left behind. And number three, we have discussed that every Thursday we meet at 13:30, from 13:30 to 13:45 on the 52-week money challenge show. So you can join us right here on my Facebook page, on the Money FM Facebook page, live on radio, and we will also be on YouTube. And finally, we have our debt management session that, Lucky, you can just pop up once again. We have our debt management session that will be there on the 22nd of April. Here, we are trying to see how we can manage our debt, reduce our debt, or just become debt free completely. You had a hand in picking the session that we're going to do in April. I did a poll on whether we should do angel investing or we should do debt management. And a lot of you said that we wanted to tackle debt management. So let's make sure that we're jumping into that session, and it comes with a free Money Challenges book. If for any reason you can't come for the debt management session, but you want a copy of the Money Challenges book, you can get it from Money FM. And we actually have a promotion if you book for 3 classes. So any 3 classes that we're doing, we have a promotion where it's only 500 kwacha. So you pay 500 kwacha for 3 classes, while for 1 class it's 300 kwacha. So you get to save 400 kwacha if you book in multiples of 3. So we only have a few more classes left for the year. The year keeps running. I think it's because we're doing the money challenge. So every few days, before you know it, you're in the following week and you have to save. Make sure that you're taking advantage of these financial clinics because they're there to help us. That's it from me today, and I look forward to interacting with you next week on the 52-week money challenge at the same time from 13:30 to 13:45. So let me see. Do we have any comments today of any people that have been saving, and what are they going? Okay, so Absalom says, I have skipped for weeks, but I'm still saving. Absalom, please jump back in. Make sure that you jump back in. How many weeks have you skipped? Try to catch up, and let's jump back in so that we don't miss out. Do we have other comments and contributions? Okay, great. So I look forward to seeing you next week, Thursday at the same time. And please make sure that you sign up for our financial clinic. Have a great day. Bye.